I'm going to do my whole face start to finish. I have done nothing but put on a little bit of lip conditioner. If you have never seen me do this before, or this is your first time watching, my name is Misty. I'm a makeup artist with Saint. And if you've never seen Saint's makeup, it is a customized cream palette, foundation, and eyeshadows of your choice. So everything in here is customized or handpicked to match my skin tones, my eyeshadows of my likings. If this is something that you're interested in, I can color match you and help you get going. You can either comment below or shoot me a message from my website link. All right, so I'm gonna start out with my brows. This is our brow wax. It has to be activated by water, so I just have a little spray bottle and I just do a little squirt in there. I don't have a lot, but I would like to shape them before I move in with my brow trio. This just kind of holds them in place. And it is a brow wax, or some people like to call it like a brow soap. So if you have some unruly brows or would like to shape your brows, this is gonna be key. So while I let that dry, I'm gonna move in with Demi, which is a line with Saint. It is color corrector. As you can see, it's just pure pigment, pure tone. I'm going to camouflage some of this unwanted pigment around my eye. Demi is something that if you're interested in, you can be color matched, or I can help you pick out your shades as well. It is completely different than regular makeup, but it is a game changer if you've always wanted to have like something concealed or tone down some unwanted pigment. Like I'm gonna do one lid, and you can see like a lot of what I have is excess violet. Yellow cancels out violet, or purple. So I'm just kind of muting so you can see just like that. And I love to use Demi as a eyeshadow primer because to me it gives the right amount of tackiness and it just evens out that lid and it sets me up for a good eyeshadow base. So a lot of the colors that I use are Y1, which is yellow 1, Y01, yellow orange, OY orange yellow, and then my O3s, O1, and then I use some O5. This is an R, a red orange. I do use that around my eye some days. But it's just something that's a little bit different and you kind of look at it a little bit different, but I can help you with all that if you're interested. So I'm showing you the reality of makeup in my 40s, and I'm here to help you, mentor you, and coach you on how to simplify your makeup routine with colors that are customized to you. So the key with Demi is a little goes a long way. And I always tell people when you use Demi, you kind of need to like get close, but then back away. And that's kind of how you tell. So it's going to filter out unwanted pigment on your skin. Demi can be worn alone, or you can wear it with 3D. It's a personal preference. Everybody that uses Demi is going to have a different opinion and a different way of telling you how to use it. So my job with Demi and you is helping you get the right colors, teaching you how to see the right colors on your skin. So now that I've kind of got my eye like toned down, you can see that unwanted pigment's gone. And it's a no texture thing. Like you can just wear Demi and it doesn't look like you put just makeup in a few areas because there's no texture that comes with Demi. I'm telling you, this right here is an amazing product. I'm gonna address a little bit around my nose. I'm gonna go with that OY1, the orange yellow one, because this is a combination of unwanted blue and purples right here. And I'm just gonna dab just a little bit. See? Just like that, it's like magic, magic. Same thing over here. That little area gets really blue. When I tell you I'm dabbing, like I'm dabbing. And then under here, and there you have it. You have watched me conceal some unwanted pigment with Demi on my skin. And now let's move into some makeup. All right, so if you've watched me or ever seen, you know that I use the Brow Trio. This product is genius. It's a stencil kit, a pomade that's waterproof, sweat-proof, all the things. The one product that I have found that I can use and that lasts is this, and you just stamp the product on with your stencil. All of this comes in a kit. It's by Trio Beauty, the Brow Trio. I have a 10% off discount code if you're interested. But just like that, you have a brow. Same thing on this side. I'm just gonna stamp my brow on. Instant brow. Telling you this stuff is amazing. All right, I'm gonna make these a little bit more realistic, so I kind of let that pomade set and dry. And then I'm gonna take their brow pen, which is kind of very similar to like a liquid liner. And I'm gonna draw some little hair-like strokes. I have to actually look in a mirror to do this. But you just make little brush-like strokes, which looks like brow hair. And it just gives it a little bit more of a realistic brow. I don't have a lot of brows, so I do what I can. And this product works so well. So you can see the difference in this one and this one. It just looks a little bit more realistic and like a real brow. But if you're like me and you don't have brows, you know, we do what we can. And I can't make hair appear. So I make hair-like strokes up here. And this is a very easy product to use. I'm just tracing the stencil, the shape that's there, and I'm drawing these in the direction that brow hair would normally grow. So there you can see that. I have more of a realistic brow now. That's done. I like to kind of just comb through it to even everything out. Okay, now the brows are done. I've concealed around my eye. Let's move into some makeup. So if you've never seen this before, this is called 3D makeup, highlighting and contouring using cream foundation. And when I tell you it's makeup the easy way, it's makeup the easy way. I could never, ever contour, ever. Like I would try and I would just look dirty. It would look like I didn't blend in some bronzer, all the things. But with this cream makeup, and because the colors are picked out just for my skin tone and everything is designed to go together. That's the joy of this makeup. All of these creams are made to blend together, so you don't have a hodgepodge of different products that you're trying to fuse and mix together where everything looks good. This actually makes highlighting and contouring done so easy and you can't mess it up. So I am taking a darker color, which my old makeup routine, I would have never put something this dark. I'm creating a shadow on the forehead, enhancing some cheekbones or a little bit of bone structure on my cheeks. I'm gonna chisel out the jaw just a little back here. I have a very pronounced chin, so I don't necessarily need to line it here, but I am gonna color in underneath there. But I'm gonna kind of chisel this to pronounce that a little bit more. And then this area right here, if you do like that, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna color that in and conceal that with some dark. This detail brush, it's my go-to brush because there's a small end and a flat end. I can apply and blend. But I'm gonna take it and pinch it together. Dip the corner and the side of my contour, and I'm gonna contour my nose the easiest way possible. I'm going to lay the brush right on the top. So not necessarily on the outside, but like right on the top of my nose. If you get your contour lines too wide, it will make your nose appear to be wider. So just laying some product right now. We're gonna come back and blend this in a second. All right, so that is my contour. Now I like to go in, now you're gonna see so many people do this makeup different ways. I just brush off the excess, but I like to go in and apply my darkest colors first. So now I'm gonna tap in my bronzer. So that is the contour color Cedar. Cedar hits inventory on July the 7th. So Cedar is a new contour color. It is my jam, but this is Bella Bronzer. It is a cream bronzer. So I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna dab some bronzer below that contour on my forehead. And you're like, what? That's dark. I know, but just hang tight. It's all gonna come together. I'm gonna place my bronzer above my contour on my cheekbones. So I'm just stamping it. We're not blending. We're gonna blend everything in just a second. I apply everything and then blend. Because when these creams sit on our skin, They warm up, and so it makes blending like a dream. I'm gonna take a little bit and come down my neck just to give me some color. So remember this, you always match this, this, and this. So you match your makeup to your face, and then if you need to match your face, neck, and chest, you do that by adding some bronzer or a darker foundation shade. This is also a new highlight color that hits our inventory on the 7th. This color is like my color. So I'm gonna tap right here where I have large pores, because I can't go light where I have the large pores and texture because it enhances my texture. So I'm just gonna brush a little bit of that product there. My chin always has some texture and some redness to it. So wherever I need more coverage is where my darker color is going to go, okay? What's left right there. I'll put a little bit here. And that's my darkest color. All right, now I'm gonna move into amber, which is a little bit lighter. Same brush, and I'm just gonna swipe a little amber there, swipe a little here, tap lightly under the eye, because I want this area to be a little bit more brighter. I have concealed my darkness with my demi, and then we'll put amber up here because we don't have any product up here. All right, I'm gonna take my lightest color, which is Aura. Take the small end of this brush, and I'm gonna come down the center of my nose. This is my pop shade or my brightest shade. I'm gonna put a little down here, not going right up under that eye because I have that demi there, but just to add a little bit of brightness right here. All right, so my foundation, because my contour, bronzer, and my highlight colors, multiple shades, is all considered my foundation. Now we're gonna blend and watch it all come together. All right, still using the same brush. I'm just wiping off any excess product that may be on here. I like to apply darkest to lightest, but I like to blend lightest to darkest. So I'm gonna take the small end, and I'm gonna start just pressing that lightest color or the light 2 colors into my skin. Being very gentle, because remember, the skin under our eye is very delicate. So I'm not gonna say creams don't settle into fine lines and wrinkles, because I don't feel like there's a makeup or anything out there that doesn't, but creams don't settle as bad as liquid foundation and powders, and here's why. The creams move with our skin, so if you have any fine lines and wrinkles, you know that you might get a little bit of creasing, but the reason I like to say they don't settle as bad is, number one, it takes the tiniest amount of product, the tiniest amount of product. If the color is right, the amount of product that you put on your face is so minimum because your color is doing its job and it's doing the coverage. And then at any time during the day, if you get any creasing, all you have to do is take your finger and press it back out, because the creams melt into our skin and they move with our skin. So blending lightest to darkest. I'm gonna just soften that little bit here, but we're gonna come back and get that contour in just a second. Now we're gonna move to the flat side of the brush, and I'm just tapping and sweeping. So when I say tap and sweep, tap and then sweep. So think of this, the detail brush, because I love this brush as a broom. We're tapping, but then we're sweeping. We're not swirling and swiping, we're tapping and sweeping. So I'm meshing where those 2 colors meet, leaving the dark colors. We're gonna get those last. So I'm blending that hazel and hazel and amber together. So tap and sweep. All right, now let's move to the dark. This is where everything, a hair on me. This is where everything comes together, okay? So we're gonna tap and sweep in an upward motion first. So push that contour, very light hand. You can over blend this to where you can't even see it, but you want to see the dimension, so don't blend too much. We're gonna tap and sweep, push that contour in the hairline, okay? So contour pushes up, softening where the contour and the bronzer meets, okay? Now let's just come down and tap on that bronzer, still pushing up. you can see that there's gonna be a seamless blend here. And you'd be surprised at just tapping this product with your brush, how well it blends. So I have coverage, but you can see that I've got the dimension here, okay? Same thing on the cheek. Contour, we're gonna sweep it up, tap it up, and just blend that contour and that bronzer. So you can see that just enhances that. So we're not having to really blend that contour into that highlight color. We're just blending the contour and the bronzer together. Same thing on this side. So if you need to push it up, push it up. If not, just tap this brush, tap and sweep. See how well that blends? And then let's not forget our jaw. So this is the one place you're probably really only gonna swipe, is just to soften that line. And here, all right, nose, we're gonna tap. And there you have it. That is highlighting and contouring done the easy way. All right, so a little trick if you wanna go in and sharpen that contour, dip very lightly into one of your lighter highlight colors and just chisel that out and then softly blend. If you want to sharpen your contour. Some people like a very snatched contour look and some people like more blended. And that's the joy of this makeup because you can do however you want to. So another thing that's key is a damp perfector sponge or a beauty sponge. I like to go in after I'm done my foundation, AKA highlight and contour bronzer, because I like to pick up any excess makeup that may be sitting on the surface of my skin, and then this also just kind of presses this into my skin. Then I'm gonna go in and do my blush, my illuminator, and set my makeup the end, and of course do an eyeshadow. I'm gonna go into Jolene. Jolene is this very vibrant orange color. I know she's fierce and she looks scary, but I'm gonna use a really light and fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna kind of tap it on. Now, if Jolene is something that scares you, we have a ton of blush colors, but I am obsessed with this one. It is one of our limited shades right now. And you can see, as fierce and as scary as it looks, it's not that bold when I go on because of the brush I'm using. Now, if I were gonna apply it with this brush, it would be a lot more bold because the detail brush is gonna pick up a little bit more product than the blend brush. This is just a really light and fluffy brush, but I love this blush color, like love this blush color. Jolene, kind of go across here. I like it in the summer because I kind of feel like it just helps with like a bronzy tan. We're gonna do an illuminator, which is in the makeup world, a lot of people call that a highlighter. This is a cream, so I'm going to apply it with my finger. This is just gonna catch the light, like a little bit of a shimmer, but more of a glow. This is called Angel, and I just like to apply it to the highs of my cheekbones. A little bit here, and maybe a little right there to reflect the light. So this is my eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna take one of our cream shadows. This is Arabian Nights right here, and I'm gonna line the under eye. I like to still have a defined eye, but I like to use a shadow or a cream shadow just because it's not as bold as using like a eyeliner on the bottom. I'm gonna soften that. So we do have a few cream eyeshadows, but then our eyeshadows are mainly like a powder and they blend so easy. All right, so Stay Golden, which is kind of my base eyeshadow color, also kind of used as like my transition color. It helps with blending. I like to give the lid a good cover and in my crease, and then kind of just go all over up to my brow bone. This helps so much with blending. If you start with your lighter colors first in eyeshadow, I'm like scraping the edges on this one. You start with your lighter colors first and prep your lid with kind of a very light, almost like a color, like a lid color. And then when you build to your darkest, it helps with blending so much. Instead of starting with a darker shade and then trying to blend it out to lighter, start with your lighter and go darker. All right, so now, let's see, what do I wanna do today? I'm just gonna work, I think I'm gonna go Cafe, which is kind of this cooler brown, and I'm gonna apply a little bit above my crease. I'm just gonna pat first, and then I'm gonna blend. Remember, when you touch your lid with that brush, wherever you make that first mark is where the heaviest and the majority of your eyeshadow is gonna be. So I like to try to touch but move, like start patting, so I'm constantly moving, and now I'm just gonna blend. And if you hold your brush further back, it's all about like your wrist motion. It's a little bit easier to blend because you're looking at a girl that used to wear just two. My lighting is getting thrown. It was really sunny and now it's cloudy outside. You're looking at a girl who just used to wear two eyeshadow colors, and that was it. So I have come a long, long way in the eyeshadow game. All right, Cafe on this side. So let's pat above that crease. And then we're just gonna start blending. If you need to dip into a lighter color, you can always do that, and it will help soften your blend. Okay, I have a chicken pox scar on this eyelid. It makes it hard to blend sometimes. If you know, you know. All right, let me fix this little outside right here. All right, so I'm just like tapping to get all of that off. I have a brush cleaning towel. Ah, here it is. Brush cleaning towel. I'm just gonna tap it. All right, so I just basically got all the excess product off that brush, and now I'm just gonna blend. Okay, so let's move into a shimmer. I love a shimmer. This right here is called Snowbird. I always use my finger to apply my shimmer because I get more of like a saturation of the shadow and I make less of a mess. You give me a brush and some shimmer and I'm gonna make a huge, huge mess. All right, so I'm just kind of covering my whole lid. This is a darker shimmer, so I don't necessarily need to go back in and add any depth after this. Brighten it up just a little, so I'm going to take one of our powder illuminators. This is Glamazing. She packs a punch. So I'm gonna take the pinky of the side I'm working on and I'm going to pop it right here. We're gonna blend that in just a second. Working on this side, take this pinky. I promise this little trick will be a game changer. Use the pinky of the side you're working on for that inner corner. Okay. Now let's soften and blend that and watch how that little bit just brightens up that inner corner of my eye. What do you think? All right, so the last thing I like to do with my eyeshadow is clean up around my brow bone. So I'm gonna tap in Cupcake and I'm just gonna highlight right underneath that brow bone. This just kind of cleans everything up and kind of gives that finished look to your eyeshadow. Let's do a liner and some mascara. Okay, so I use the Essence. I can't remember the name because my pencil's short. Hold on just a second. Okay. It is the Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil Waterproof by Essence. I think it's like $3. The best waterproof eyeliner pencil that I have found for tight lining. I'm using this one down to like nothing here. All right, so when you tight line, you're going underneath that lash line. See that little right there? That's called your waterline. And what that does is, I'll do one side so you can see it's going to give me a thicker and fuller lash line. Hold on, I gotta sharpen this pencil. FYI, buy the Essence little pink sharpener to go with it because it is genius and they work great together. Finding that pencil sharpener or eyeliner sharpener sometimes is hard. So if you get the Essence eyeliner, go ahead and spend like another $2 and get the pink sharpener. All right, so waterline. I'm always really good about drawing on my contact too. All right, so this is just going to give a more full lash effect. I'm gonna do the other side really quick. Okay, and because this is waterproof, it lasts all day. Like it doesn't run, it doesn't smudge. I have very sensitive eyes, like very sensitive eyes. This one right here, this pencil, does not bother. All right, I like to take it a step further and give a little bit of a winged tip. This is Fenty Beauty's liquid liner in the color black. You don't have to do this. This is personal choice, but start on the bottom lash line, come out. So like that, I always have to get a few blinks out of the way. I start on the outside of that and come in to the lash line, okay? I connect the outer corner, cannot see, to the lash line. So I'm building some depth. Hold on, I gotta get close. I gotta get close to this mirror, hold on. There we go. I was just going over what I had just done. All right, so that just kind of like widens that eye a little bit. And then I'm gonna take and dirty up the lash line. So a little tip that it took me years and years to learn, the thicker your eyeliner on top of your lid, the shorter your lashes look, okay? So I like to dirty up that lash line so it's almost like the liquid liner and that tight line meet, but I give a little bit of a winged tip out here because my eyes sit very close together, and this is totally optional. Like you don't have to necessarily do this. And remember, they're sisters, not twins. All right, and then dirty up that lash line, literally drawing on the lash line, okay? I'm keeping that liner off of my lid because the thicker your eyeliner is on top of your lid, the shorter your lashes are gonna look. Clean up that outside corner from eyeshadow and then pull it on that skin. All right, let's do mascara. I'm gonna speed this up because mascara is like watching paint dry, but this is the Can't Stop Staring Gwen Stefani. Sephora is the only place I can find it. If you have not tried this, highly recommended. This stuff is amazing. And then I top it with the Essence Sculpted Volume, black and purple tube, not the black and green, black and purple. This combo is to die for. Okay, so you can see that's the mascara. I love that mascara. I'm gonna finish. My outside lighting is fading, so it's all good. I have this light in front of me, but I really like when the outside light comes in. Contour my lip. I'm gonna go in and I contour my bottom. And then right in the center of my Cupid's bow. So I'm contouring this to make this appear more pronounced. I don't have a very pronounced top lip, but I do a little trick. So I contour the bottom to give it a little bit more fullness, but I'm gonna take, in my demi, this really light pink R1, and I'm going to draw a white mustache, like right above this, and this is going to make my top lip pronounced more than if I try to contour it, okay? And then right here on the sides of that contour, so I'm highlighting that. All right, I know it's crazy, but stick with me. Okay, so highlighting and contouring, Now I'm gonna take just a nude liner. Okay, got it. I'm gonna line my lip. You can see my top lip looks a little bit more pronounced with that white or that really light up there. See? All right, we're gonna go in with Jolene. Jolene, please don't take my man. All right, Jolene is a satin finish. So what I have to do is I go in with our lip conditioner, which is like a gloss, and I'm gonna load up. And it's gonna give a little bit more of a gloss and smoothness to Jolene. Okay, so the last thing that I like to go in and do with my makeup is I like to set it. I'm a It Cosmetic Bye Bye Pores Translucent Setting Powder Damp Beauty Sponge, and I just lightly pat a little bit of powder all over, focusing on like my T-zone first, but then I just do a tiny amount everywhere else because cream makeup has to be set. Whether you choose to set with a setting spray or a light powder. I love this powder because it sets my makeup, but it doesn't take away that dewy finish. Okay, so there you have it. Highlighting and contouring out of a makeup palette customized to me. I'm here to teach you, I'm here to coach you, I'm here to help you. So you saw a full-on, full-blown makeup tutorial start to finish. If this is something that you're interested in, just message me, check out my website link. We can get you color matched, comment below, whatever you wanna do, and we'll get you started with a makeup routine that you're going to absolutely love. And it's so simple and it's so easy.